And it was Kyler Murray going on a podcast. And I believe it is the This Is Football podcast. And producer Corey, we've got that ready to go. It's okay. Okay, so I'll set this up for everybody. So Kyler Murray on a podcast. This is Football podcast. And he is talking about his performance. He was asked, and I believe the podcast host is Kevin Clark. He was asked to self-assess his performance through the first 6 weeks of the season, the first 6 games for the Arizona Cardinals as they stand at 2-4. And here was, and I'll leave it in there, you'll hear the question, but here is Kyler Murray's self-assessment through the first 6 weeks.
Yeah. Let's talk a little about football. Obviously, big win a couple weeks ago against San Francisco. Not the way you wanted it to go against Green Bay. Can you give me a self-scouting report of yourself just through 6 weeks, Kyler?
Yeah. I think statistically, this has probably been my best season, best QBR, like as far as like, through 6 games, so far as for playing the position, playing quarterback. It's the best I've felt. Even better than when 2021 when we were 7-0 or whatever. I feel, the game's really slowed down, obviously being year 2 in the offense with Coach Petzing. And I love what we got going. Obviously, I know the results are not what we want them to be, being 2-4. We've played 6 really good teams. We've got our ass kicked twice, and we've been in one-score games, for the most part, on all the other ones, besides the Rams, where we beat them up pretty good. But again, man, I think we all got to look in the mirror and continue to get better, including me, top to bottom. I think. Obviously, like I said, we're 2-4. We know we're better than that, but again, it's in this league, it's any given Sunday. So I'm confident in us and myself and the guys, and I know we'll prevail.
That was a minute and 20 was the runtime on that, producer Corey. That was a minute and 20, and Kyler Murray gave us probably 3 segments worth of content there. Because I look at this, and there are so many instant takeaways. And I want to start with the first thing that he said, because he said that he felt like statistically this was one of his best seasons so far. He felt like his QBR was the highest that it's been, that he feels really good, that if you compare it to some of his other seasons, he feels statistically he's playing at a great level. I don't love that that's the first thing that Kyler Murray said. I don't love that the first self-reflection that we had on this season wasn't that the results haven't been there yet and that we need to do better. That's what I want to, and he does get there. Let's give him his flowers in that regard. He does talk about how, listen, the results have not been there. This team is still 2-4. Yeah, we've played some good teams, but we still have to go out there and be better. I've got to be better. We've all got to be better. This team has the talent to be better. We've got to go out there and do it. So he leads with, statistically, I feel like this is one of my best seasons. Better than when we started 7-0. Better than when we made the playoffs. This is the best I felt. This is statistically the best success that I've had. I didn't love that. I didn't love that being where we started. And maybe this is me playing radio psychologist here on the show, but I kind of felt that he realized that wasn't necessarily the best answer, because if you listen when he's talking there, he talks about it being his best statistical season, and he goes to talk about it being his best QBR, and he stops himself, just like I did. He didn't finish saying QBR. He didn't finish going through that, because I think he kind of realized, I don't really know if this is the place I should start. Again, maybe me playing radio psychologist here on the show, but I didn't necessarily love that. Now, the other thing that he said is he talked about how he feels like the offense as a whole is trending in the right direction, that he feels like everybody's on the same page, that he feels like he is very comfortable in what Drew Petzing is asking this offense to do. And I would ask the question to everybody that is listening to the show right now, does the message there match the product? Right? You watch ads on television for various products. You listen to commercials during the break here. And there's a message that is associated with the product that is being sold. Does the message that Kyler Murray is echoing there match the product that we have gotten so far through 6 weeks? Do you watch this team and you feel like this is an offense that is in tune, that is in rhythm, Producer Corey, could you play the clip again for me from the beginning? And I will tell you when I want us to stop the clip, because I want everybody to hear what Kyler Murray says about how he feels this offense is going. You're also going to hear that QBR thing again, but listen to the way Kyler is talking about the offense in 2024, the way he feels that this offense under Drew Petzing is operating right now, and think to yourself while you're listening to this. Now that we've played it once and we've talked about it, listen to it and ask yourself, does this message match the product?
Yeah. Let's talk a little about football. Obviously, big win a couple weeks ago against San Francisco. Not the way you wanted it to go against Green Bay. Can you give me a self-scouting report of yourself just through 6 weeks, Kyler?
Yeah, I think statistically, this has probably been my best season, best QBR. Like as far as like through 6 games, so far as for playing the position, playing quarterback. It's the best I've felt. Even better than when 2021 when we were 7-0 or whatever. I feel the game's really slowed down. Obviously, being year 2 in the offense with Coach Petzing, and I love what we got going. Obviously, I know the results are not what we want them to be, being 2-4.
Okay,
we've played.
So he talks about how this is the best he's felt in an offense, that he feels like the game is slowing down for him. When players talk about the game slowing down for them and the game being in slow motion, they normally are saying that when they are executing at a super high elite level. The broadcasters talk about it. Oh, the game's really slowing down for Patrick Mahomes. He's able to just find Travis Kelce in those big moments. Do you feel that when you're watching the Arizona Cardinals right now? Is that the sense you get? Are you watching an offense that feels like it is slowing down for the quarterback? Does it feel like an offense that is the best that Kyler Murray has looked statistically, the best he has felt playing the position? And I do not want to pick on Kyler here, but he said this, and it just doesn't feel like it's matching what we're seeing. Statistically, this offense is outputting a lot of similar numbers to 2023. And we would have never said any of the stuff that Kyler said in that clip about the 2023 offense. And so I like that he feels like it's slowing down for him. I like that he feels very comfortable in it, but the results have to be better. If you do feel this comfortable, then I want you to feel a little uncomfortable, because these results are not what we need to see from this offense. If this team is going to turn it around, if it is going to start on Monday against the Chargers, then him feeling comfortable, him feeling that the offense in the game is slowing down for him. And again, that's a good thing. When players say that, that to me is the ultimate sign that they have a handle on the offense as a whole. They have a handle of the verbiage. They have a handle of the way the coach is going to call a game. That's good. That relationship between play caller and offensive coordinator and quarterback is paramount to an offense's success. That's a good thing that he said that. But we're just not seeing results that match that yet. Now, this could be Kyler Murray being a fortune teller and telling us what the future is going to look like, that they feel that they are just on the other side of breaking out and going on a run where they look like a team that is in full control of what they're doing. But we're spending time talking about how to get Marvin Harrison Jr. more involved, how to balance getting Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr., and now with Zay Jones being back, feeding all of the mouths of this offense and keeping everybody in flow, in rhythm, keeping the offense on schedule. It doesn't feel like an offense that is slowing down. It doesn't feel like an offense that is run by a quarterback who's the best he's ever felt. The message doesn't match the product. And it could, again, we could be on the other side of this offense turning things around, and we could see it on Monday. It's certainly possible. But it just doesn't feel like that's the case. It doesn't feel like we are on the verge of a breakout for the Arizona Cardinals. It feels like a team that is still trying to find themselves. Like I said, a 1 minute and 20-second clip from Kyler Murray gave us a ton of content there. And there was another cut that I didn't get a chance to completely go through and grab, but he said a lot about where this team is at this season. And again, I let me leave on this. I think Kyler has done a great job maturing as a leader, and I think he's a better leader than he was when he first got here. And I am not saying that anything he said there is wrong, But I just feel like that message isn't matching what our eyes are telling us. And at some point, if that continues to be the message and the results continue to be what we're seeing, then I start to think that if Kyler Murray's future here has an expiration date sooner rather than later.